I would like to apologize because in the previous video, I'm pretty sure I said something like, you know, maybe you can give me hints in the comments. When that video goes up, I'll leave a disclaimer that you don't need to give me hints, everything will be solved next video. But I've been trying since I recorded that video for like... how long has it been? Like 2 days or so? On and off, I was looking through the trials. I checked every inch of every room. I was trying to think outside the box. I even... Actually, let me just go in. I even played as Overlord and Chaos. This is when I was trying to figure everything out myself. I did look up some hints on how to get started, because that's how desperate I was. There's something really cool, you know, in Trial 1 where you can talk to a ruined machine before the Overlord fight? As most ships is just ellipses. As Overlord, it says you, it's all your fault. It's all your fault, something like that. This was before I looked up hints. So, you can also see that my time is shorter. That's because I played as Chaos Ship and I actually ended up beating the bosses faster as a result. Chaos Ship has kind of an advantage because of 2 keyword weapons, but anyway, that's not important. If you play as Chaos Ship, that same ruined machine will say, Commander, forgive us, I think. You can check for yourselves. I think it's really cool. And obviously lore implications, you can read into that, and just from those few bits of dialogue extrapolate an entire history of these 2 ships and what they did. I don't care about that stuff. It's still cool that it's in the game, though. I was not expecting to find that, so I'm at least happy that I found that myself. What I'm not happy about... Let me just switch to, I guess I'll stick to Null. And I think I'll play Trial 5 as Null. Oh, and before I find the last 2 pieces, I went back in here to see if there were any hints towards anything, which, looking now, no. These are just background details. That's another thing about the trials. There are so many props that look cool, but are functionless, so I was staring at them wondering, do you do something? Does that do something? There was one instance where I was onto something, but I missed something glaringly obvious. Anyway, I'll get around to it. So I went back in here, and I used this, and I noticed that every time you place a fragment, your life goes down. So that's horrifying. Do you have to do this trial hitless or something? Or at the very least at the start you can't take any hits? So... And really, when I think about it, you have to beat the other 4 trials. You have to pay Kleins $1 million. You need to find all these fragments. And using the fragments lowers your life. How difficult is Trial 5? It's... None of this bodes well. Also, when I went back in here, I dashed, and I somehow ended up going back to the previous room. I don't know if I skipped a trigger or something. I wasn't able to replicate it. So now I guess I further understand why it's on intense, because if placing the 4 fragments lowers me to 1 life, yeah, that's a way bigger deal when you only have 5 max life, isn't it? Okay. I think in Trial 3, I was kind of an idiot, and I could have figured it out myself. Trial 1, not in a million years. Absolutely no way. I thought this was the biggest hint. Tread lightly in the dark ahead. Mages of this place spent a lifetime digging. In the end, much went lost and undiscovered. The unwary don't last long. That seems like a hint. The darkness up ahead. There are multiple... Every time you beat a boss in Trial 1, you're in a dark room and only the lights to the exit can be seen. So I was thinking, like, maybe I'll check all the dark rooms. Maybe there's some hidden passage somewhere. I couldn't find anything for hours. And I had to look up a hint on how to even get started on Trial 1 because I had nothing. Nothing at all. That's bullshit. I was thinking at some point, maybe logic or mechanics from the other trials and their puzzles and rooms would translate over. That maybe there's something hidden. Even if I thought maybe there's a hidden ghost somewhere in Trial 1 for no good reason, this would still be a pain in the ass to find. I like cryptic puzzles, but when something like this has zero indication... Remember Trial 4? I solved that alone. I solved that with pen and paper by paying attention and just with 3 screenshots. Actually 4 screenshots, the more I think about it. It should have been 5 screenshots, it would have made it easier. But anyway. This is just stupid. There should have been some visual indicator there's something here. Even a freaking gravestone marker, like up here. I would understand, because then I could figure it out from the other trial. Do I need to wait again? Yeah. But just having it here, I'm really unhappy with this. Thankfully, in Trial 3, I was just being stupid. So that'll be more fun. Extinguish that cold light. I did go a little bit further, and I noticed this. And I was like, okay, that's new. At the very least, looking around through all these rooms, I kind of memorized them, so I immediately noticed this was new, and obviously that's what it's referring to. And the reason I didn't go all the way with this one to make sure that I wouldn't get stuck again is because it gets kind of creepy. The music changes. I have no idea what to expect at the end of this. Yeah, I think the end result of waiting for hints from my viewers would have been the same. It's just you would have to wait an entire video because of the way I record in advance. So I figured I might as well look up what would probably be the same hints. And yeah, that ghost is gone. I'm pretty sure this uses bomb regen. Like, this part of it, where you have to save your bombs, I kind of like that. It has some effect on how you play the boss rush itself. And the music getting messed up is really cool. It's just... should have been some indication of that stupid ghost. That's gonna bother me for a while. There's another one. Huh? Oh, I didn't wait here last time. His students. Focused as he was on his own research, he paid little heed to their ambitions. Unchecked, each turned to their own selfish pursuit of power. Yet none could match his greatest prodigies. It's funny because the puzzle in Trial 4, I don't think I needed that much help figuring it out, but technically it does show you every single tile you did wrong in the pattern. So they went through to all that effort to ensure that that puzzle was reasonable. But this? Fuck it. Like, this one puzzle alone is gonna stop people dead in their tracks. Like, I think this puzzle alone would make whatever the achievement for clearing Trial 5. It would make its acquisition rate 0.1% or something like that, I think. This is as far as I got. I picked this up and I thought maybe there's something here. I was waiting for this to open up and then like, oh! And I just barely reacted in time. And this kind of made me stop. And yeah, that ghost is gone too. Because this all feels like it's building up to a new boss or something. Oh wait, there is the Ordinator fight here, yeah. Ugh. Is there any reason this side is so dark? Oh, wait, is there no wall here? There is no wall here. Oh. Okay. Oh no. A maze. I guess this has a pretty cool sense of dread. Visitor, you know this well, don't you? How terrible it is to be lost. Why not embrace it? We too have been lost for so long. Let us escape our fates together. Okay. That's how it is, huh? I didn't think the game would go this creepy. Wait, which way do they even go when they seem rather unpredictable? Is it over here? Okay. Is there unique music for this? Oh my god! Is that it? Okay. Man, how far does this even go? At least you can reveal the blocks by shooting them. Can you imagine if this was invisible? Ugh, woe be upon anyone who doesn't shoot in here. Although my first instinct would be to shoot these things. Ah! Okay. I feel like if going in there was more obvious, then it would still be an obstacle to overcome. Wait, what am I doing? I already forgot the sequence. There's nothing in that room. It's featureless, I'm telling you. There's nothing in here. And yet, this is where it all begins. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I don't think I'm gonna get over that anytime soon. I should be taking these. I don't think there's any way to have 11 life. If that were possible, that would be very nice, actually. So if you perform well enough, it's like 3 strikes and you're out in that maze. Ah. Well, at least that doesn't matter, I guess. Well, maybe if it did matter, it would just... It might make this more frustrating in a way, because it would contribute to restart syndrome. Oh, I could go into the maze with 11 life. That's an important breakpoint. I took a hit. I won't be going in with 11 life, so... Fuck it, I guess. Might as well restart because I took a hit early on. I do think that's a common bad habit, and enough so that game designers should probably try to mitigate it. I don't think it's that hard, it's just... So wait, there's one here. Yeah, I read that one. Are there more of them? Yeah, my point about there being a gravestone in the second room of this trial to show you that you should stand still there is that then there would be some logic to this from the other trial. I don't know how many attempts I'll give this. I feel like after this it would just be tedious. Because redoing all of this is kind of annoying. They deal 5 damage. Like, what the hell? I will admit, if they only dealt double damage, it wouldn't be that scary. So I guess you kind of see what it's like to get hit by the guillotine of that temple mini-boss through this. At least all my practice is paying off. I can kind of sleepwalk through most of the bosses. Would any ship have an easier time? I don't think so, actually. Maybe the pea shooter's the way to go. I already forgot the path. Was it over here? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, am I stuck in here? Is this an unskippable cutscene? Why would you do that? Now that bothers me a bit more. Because this can get really annoying if you get lost and die in the maze. I guess I can try to bait them. Ah. I don't think I'm being too good about revealing the blocks. Slow and steady, maybe? Oh, that's just a wall. Okay. Ah. Okay, it's gonna take a bunch of attempts. How long has it been already? Not that long. Okay. Maybe if I need to, I'll practice and figure that out off camera until I finally do it. Genuinely, if I found that quickly and easily when I was looking for these fragments, it would still be a pain. Just based on that. But this was not so much of a pain. I figured out most of this one myself, but I didn't want to pick up the fragment off camera. And to think, I still haven't figured out the D13 achievement. Or specifically the 13th visitor achievement. Why was I stupid here? Because I completely stopped paying attention to this block. I was noticing weird stuff up ahead. In particular, in one room there's a flame where seemingly all of the laser blocks are already disabled. So I was thinking, well, that's weird. Is this room going to activate at some point? And that was a correct thought to have. I had this thought while I was looking around in here. This is the only block. When it comes to the hint for this trials fragment, or piece of the whole, that's the only way those items are referred to through that tooltip. I just read the line, the first block can be passed through the entire, and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I even notice that? I was trying to get blocks out of rooms to see if that would do something. But this is the only place where you can do it. I just didn't think to try there. So that's me being stupid. I will concede that this secret is pretty good. At this point you might think, oh, I don't know if that did anything. But then the block appears here, and this appears. The darkness. Can you feel it writhe? Beings, ideas, laws, worlds. All of them crawl from the primordial darkness. All of them dissolve into it. I think I'll solve this one. Why not? That works, right? Yeah. It's pretty cool that you can't get any other block out of its room than this one. See, there's some logic to that, I think. I was just inattentive in the one room where it counts. I was messing around with the blocks in the other rooms for so long, man. I was trying to do the weirdest stuff. Okay, so here I have to... Well, I guess I should talk to this first. Our early forms, so full of potential. How could they grow so tall? What did they learn to become so powerful? Every room where these things shoot at you went off without a hitch, but I'm pretty sure if I get hit, this block will be destroyed as well. Or locked in place, at least, and that's obviously a failure. I hope this won't take more than one attempt. Hope the camera debuff is not too great. I didn't realize those can pass through that. What the heck? Okay. Good thing I didn't get hit there. I have nothing to say about this boss because now I'm kind of sleepwalking it as well. I haven't tried to no-hit challenge run the rest of the trials yet. Kind of took a break from doing it for the first trial also. It'll be a recreational thing. I won't take it too seriously. Oh, this one was pretty cool because I thought, okay, I see how I can push this out of here, but then I realized, oh wait, well, I can do that, but I think I had this block over there or something. Or, I forget what I did with this block exactly, but I realized, oh, that's not gonna work. I guess I'll grab the stuff. It's pretty easy to get. Might as well speed this up slightly, right? I guess I could resort to screenshotting each room of the maze and stitching them together. Maybe drawing them on some paper as well. At least the direction you have to exit through. Although I can definitely get tripped up by the blocks as well. Are the maze screenshots for that maze? No, I don't really see a connection. Unless I unlock... I forget the sidebar art with the maze if I unlocked it. No, but why would it have null and D13 on it? You know, if Trial 1 unlocked the sidebar art I'm thinking of, maybe it would be related to that maze with the scary-ass ghosts. They came to understand their entrapment. Those indifferent, hollow eyes. Escape should not be possible. Yet somehow... in here, it's actually kind of cool. You can push it through there. Actually, I think you have to push it through there. Now, how do I... right, I remember how I did this. If I stop getting stuck on corners. Do I get the... why not? It's kind of dangerous, because I risk having to redo all of this work, but I'll go for the heart. Do not shoot there. Oh, that would be awful. How did I do this again? Right, because this is here, using these as cover. It doesn't work, because you can see if I push them down twice, there's no way for me to get in there. So, wait, did I do this? And then, yeah. I took my time with it, but after all my rambling, I kind of forgot what I did there. Ah. That was sloppy. And yeah, I knew this room looked weird. Why did they leave us behind? Perhaps we would only burden them. On a path with no end, where only suffering awaits. So I was immediately thinking, like, which way can I push this? This is pointless. This isn't gonna work. Even over here, it's not gonna work. And then I looked around very carefully. I'm like, okay, this is gonna block that. Nothing's gonna hit me from here. This is gonna miss me. This is gonna miss me. This is actually the only safe spot to start from. Yeah, look at that. What the? And after I found this safe spot, I realized if I can just push it back and forth. Apologies for the flashing lights. I can see where the safe spots are, and I pretty much figured it out from that point. So there was one here. I kept shooting, and I realized, oh, there's a safe spot there because this is here and it blocks that. Oh, the hitbox is actually kind of important here, isn't it? It's not that precise, but maybe it helps a little. And then I realize, oh, the space above it is safe. It's like, now what? But there's a gap over here now. This gap is gone. But that one's still there, so... There. I kept shooting. I was like, where do I go from here? Ah! It blocks that, so that works. And I think I pushed it up again. And then I can check this. And I eventually noticed that, and that's good enough to... Wait a minute. I don't want to mess this up. Okay. I really wish I noticed that I could take this block out. Figuring all of this out myself would have felt so great, but I'll just take the W on Trial 4. I was given a tip from viewers on Trial 2. I think I could have figured that one out myself as well, but it would have taken a while. I really had to think outside the box there. And here it also took me a while to notice, oh, it's blocking that, and now there's just barely enough space behind it to, be careful with the wire, do this. And now the safe spot here, wait a minute, no, that's not going to work, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, this is exactly the way I stumbled right here the last time, so... Is that good? Oh yeah, because it's blocking this now, and now I can push it up from here. And now it's safe here, I can push it over there. Now it's safe here, but be careful with that. I ignored that, and I almost got hit. Ugh. And they all shut off, thankfully, after you do that. Cool. And yeah, this also looked weird, and now it's pretty obvious what you do with it. Piece of a hole. Huh. I like that one. It's pretty satisfying to solve that last room. Although it's so terrifying when you realize just how little safe space there is. Okay, I guess I'll try that maze again. Maybe I can get it done on video. Would now be a good time to just blather about something? I was talking with someone on Discord, and I forget how the conversation got to the topic, but we were talking about fairness. Oh, actually, we were talking about this game. Yeah. And I said that I really like Monolith. He made some point about reaction speed feeling unfair to him, which... we both sort of spun off from that and talked about fairness. I would say that the start of that puzzle is an example of something being extremely unclear and thus unfair. I don't think there's any... I don't think there's any way to always objectively measure fairness. I think it's incredibly contextual. I can give you some examples of things that might sound awful, but context can make them amazing. For example, I think a lot of people would agree that in real-time action games, unavoidable damage is unfair, right? When I just say that in a vacuum, I think almost everyone would agree. Anyone who's played games and has seen egregious instances of unavoidable damage. But I have an example for you that might make you think twice about the notion that it's always unfair. What if there was a boss who couldn't hurt you directly? None of the boss's behaviors, the boss cannot conceivably hurt you at all. However, you're trapped with that boss in a room filled with poisonous gas. And only the boss has a gas mask. So all of the boss's abilities actually just stun you, slow you down, The boss's behavior is rather cowardly, just waiting for you to die from the poison. Obviously, that boss, you might think that the very concept of a boss like that kind of sucks, but I don't think you can really disagree that that boss concept can't work without the unavoidable damage of the poison. You might say, oh, it's better to have a timer than unavoidable damage, but I think it would be practically the same in that boss fight. And this isn't just a hypothetical example. That is a real boss that I kind of like and remember because it's kind of a distinct concept. It's a boss from Iconoclasts. I think Iconoclasts is pretty neat. It's not an important boss or anything, but I'm using it as an example, and I remembered it well enough for it to stick around until I figured it appropriate to bring up now. That's got to count for something. But another example of things that would be considered unfair is if a game erases too much of your progress. How much is too much? I won't get into that. But I'll give the specific example of what if a game erased all of your progress if you fail its ultimate challenge. You're at the final boss. If you game over, it's all gone. You start the game from scratch. Sounds terrible, right? You'd never want that. That's so disrespectful to the player's time. Having to replay the game is just a waste of time because you failed that one challenge. It's not like you failed every step along the way. However, and this is another real example, I have seen a game that erases all of your data if you fail its ultimate challenge. It's brilliant. I wouldn't have it any other way. The game prepares you for the fact that you could lose everything. It's a theme of the game, a core theme that's built up from the very first time you lose. And before you face the ultimate challenge, they heavily imply the stakes will be higher than ever before. And it gives a certain air to that final battle, I think, that it just wouldn't work the same way if the stakes weren't that high. But the thing is, you think the stakes are high, but they're not actually as high as you think they are. You might think, oh, I need to waste time farming so I can try that again. No, you don't. The game in question takes, depending on the game mode, maybe I'm giving away too much information, but I still have this mysterious game that I played at some point. You don't know what it is, and if anyone does know what I'm talking about, don't tell anybody in the comments, please. It's going to defeat the point that I'm building up towards. I'll just finish this thought before I attempt the maze again. In this game, if you lose all of your save data, depending on the game mode, it takes 30 minutes or 1 hour, respectively, to beat the game. And in that 1 hour, you can reach that final battle. That's what you... And there is a form of progression, but it doesn't really matter because you don't need it to win that fight. If you waste a little bit more time, you get some more margin for error, but if you figure out the fight itself, you don't need that. You would just be wasting more time. Also, this final battle, I do think, is designed with the stakes in mind, because it's not actually that hard. It's just extremely punishing and tense because of the stakes. And personally, I think it was such an unforgettable experience. I would not change it. You know, if you had infinite retries from the start of that fight and it was way harder, it just wouldn't be the same thing at all. I like fights like that, but I also like novel experiences. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. When it comes to... it doesn't matter. When it comes to general fairness in games, I would say, at least in a real-time action game like this, clarity and consistency. And to... what the heck. I need to admit that some of the concepts, at least the ways I refer to them, I'm taking from Matthew Matosis. And I really like specifically, he has the terms, he uses the terms anyway, initial fairness and subsequent fairness. I think the example he gave at some point was, if an attack is poorly conveyed the first time you ever encounter it, it might be initially unfair. But after you're aware of the existence of that attack, if it is consistent and well telegraphed with you knowing that that attack exists, then it is ultimately subsequently fair. Because you can dodge it every single time now that you know it's a thing. I think some people would call this trial and error. And I think at some point, trial and error is almost inevitable, because most people are going to make a mistake. They're going to misunderstand even the most clearly conveyed attack, unless the developer just paints a giant area to say, you're going to get hit if you're in here, right? I feel like this is going on for way too long, but I wanted to reach some kind of conclusion. I would say that some trial and error is fine, but if a game is obviously dominated by trial and error, most people will find that really frustrating, and understandably so. I would generally say if an attack can hit the player almost instantly during, like when the attack animation or sequence starts, if the vast majority of people couldn't react to that and they will get hit the first time that attack happens, then maybe some form of telegraphing to make it clearer where the danger zone is can make sense. But I would preserve that for kind of how this game handles it, with instantly firing lasers that have laser sights or warning indicators, or incredibly high velocity projectiles. Obviously, if an enemy is shooting slow projectiles, like if there's an enemy where my crosshair is, and the projectile is moving about this fast, obviously I can get out of the way of that. But if it's moving this fast, I'm probably gonna get hit. So there is a threshold where telegraphing makes sense. But if a game is just constantly telling you, stay here so you don't get hit, it kind of plays itself at that point. And I do think reading and comprehending enemy attacks can often be part of the challenge. I guess I'm glad I sat here and blathered on. I think I should, next time I talk about fairness, I should come up with more examples, because I think the more examples I give, the more clear my notions of fairness will become. Anyway, eventually one of them reached into the dark, further than anyone else before. As their reach kept extending, the darkness only ran deeper and deeper. When they realized it was already too late, they were lost. Each step only took them further from home, until they disappeared entirely, never to return. I think I'm getting a very vague idea of them meddling with forces beyond their comprehension. That's why everything is so scary here. Is there anything else I wanted to say? You know, I'll save it for when I'm running through the bosses again, so this doesn't take, like, at least the attempts to solve this don't take so damn long. Some people don't want to listen to me blather on forever. Yeah, I've just about already lost my patience with this. Let me go into the maze, please. I can shoot Warden, but I can't tell these guys to shut up. You know? Alright, I'm out of bombs. They move in such weird ways. Wait, can I push them away by shooting them? I can, can't I? That's why they're moving like that. Okay, there's more to this than I thought. I'm not sure how much that's gonna help, but understanding might eventually lead to success. There's a little gap there, really. It's true that horror sections like these can go from scary to annoying if they take too many attempts, huh? It's up here. Right, this blasted room. Okay, now that I know about that, I think I can handle them a bit better. Oh! Or is this... Really? It was that close? That is for real, right? I'm just curious if I can get back to the trial or if I have to warp out of here. Oh. I knew this looked weird. Now it makes sense retroactively, huh? Yeah, when I mentioned earlier, it was this same sprite that you can talk to on the previous screen. Alright, that wasn't so bad, I guess. I just didn't understand the maze. And I thought it would be way longer than that. I assumed the worst. Yeah, I think I need to take notes on fair and unfair challenges in games, in my opinion. That would be interesting, perhaps. It'd give me something to talk about in future videos. I just want to look real quick. Okay, I can attempt whatever the hell this is at least a few times. Before I get started, it's spring, it's getting warm, I have no idea why I'm wearing a sweatshirt indoors. Ignore all these noises. I don't want to be sweating, and at least it'll stop me from making the excuse, my fingers slipped off the controls. 3, 2, 1. God. What am I getting myself into? Okay. Am I only gonna get shields? That would actually be really cool. Huh? Why is it Grinder again? That's not a great start. This music is pretty sick, though. Actually, if you get so little margin for error, I mean, I think that alone would... Is this a choice? It probably is, isn't it? It's not. Okay. Would have been... yeah, there would be tethers with a number showing you that it's a choice. What am I talking about? Well, now bombs are pretty important. I can't remember. Have I encountered Grinder and Charlie and... I can hear a leitmotif in this track. What was it? The machine? Ex Machina? What was the name of the track, I think? Duh. I think I'll have to bomb here. Or not. Because I'm kind of worrying if... Did I just not notice that some bosses weren't in the previous trials, or... God, this looks so cool. Don't give up. Wait, huh? Is that unique for this area, or... Okay. My prospects are... Oh yeah, I never fought fish in a trial. Okay, so this is just whatever bosses are left. I guess fish is hard if they give you life before you go here. Good attack to get damage in, I guess. Okay, I got the hang of that now, at least. Compared to past fish fights. Fish fight. Just makes me picture Rolf from Ed, Edd and Eddy beating the crap out of Eddie with a fish. I love that show. I think I wasn't being very aggressive there. That took a while. Oh, I guess I started on intense, so yeah, I actually only gained 20% damage. Nightmare, of course, yeah. I was just not... I'm sure if you're the kind of obsessive person who keeps track of tiny details like that, you would have realized that there's more before the final trial was revealed. Or at least wondered why they didn't include all of the bosses in the trials, I guess. Ah. Oh, those blocks, they're not bullets, they actually push you around. Oh, I don't think I've encountered this on camera before. Yeah, figured. I think during one of the failed attempts of the Chaos God Core run, I let the last phase of Nightmare live out of curiosity. Unless I'm forgetting and I actually uploaded a run with that. Anyway. Can you sense how much doubt I have in everything I do and everything I say? What? It's like, oh no, is it Warden already? But what the hell is this? That's cool. Oh my god. I just noticed the life... what the life bar means. To hide all of this work behind those goddamn puzzles. Are you guys crazy? I'm surprised they even avoided the flames there. Another try. I can do better than that. At least I died to something new. I think that's a good sign. I wonder if they strategically left out Grinder, for example, just so they have a relatively easy start to this. I left him out of the previous trials, is what I mean. I don't think the shield did anything. Oh wait, this is on loop 7? Pretty sure I left it on loop 9, okay. Maybe I could have noticed that in trial 4 as well. bit sketchy. Okay. Once more, I can't help but wonder if those new bosses there are balanced around the amount of damage you get in here. Ah, damn it, fish. I think I'm being impatient because I made it once, but that's obviously bad. You shouldn't be like that. It's not gonna do you any favors. Ah. All right, should have gotten in the water faster. That was pretty quick. I was wondering if I would have a similar issue with that door opening animation, just like with the ghosts. When I was talking about why can't I tell these ghosts to shut up and go straight to that dark maze, that was me assuming the worst. Now I don't mind so much because I know the maze is not that big. Since Chaos God is the image for this trial, I'm pretty much certain I'm gonna fight him at the end. Maybe with the core. I think you can misdirect the laser. Yeah, it does aim at you. I guess this is as much as you can have going into fish. Fish warrants 2 life. A shield. It'll never not be funny. Okay. Why was I doing that perfectly before and now I'm messing it up? I don't entirely understand how fish tracks you when it does that. Like, that time it didn't go up. Ah. I can do better than that. Still giving myself the same par of an hour and 20 minutes. The looped streaming portion of that double wall of razors attack is not as scary as it looks. You just move up and down. do the shotgun here. The big scullies. Oh, that doesn't happen very often, does it? It's cool though. Oh, that was embarrassing. Just barely didn't last long enough, that bomb. I think it's gonna take a lot of off-camera practice. Yeah. I'll say it now, this is the last attempt. Even if I embarrassingly die to Charlie or Fish again. Hey, I think I've seen that move at least once before. I wonder if some of Scully's attacks are based on the presence of... Or, I say Scully or Charlie. Some of Charlie's attacks, maybe I repeat it, are based on the presence of Scullies or big Scullies. I think that would make sense. Sort of like how Wordneater's attacks change when he has flaming Scullies. That was too close. Ah, oh well. I'm pretty sloppy during Fish, not that great during Charlie either. I guess they are bosses I have way less experience with because they're from Relics of the Past. Okay. I can only... Would they be so rude as to make you fight Warden and Chaos God after that new boss/bosses? Well, I'll find out soon enough. I guess there's nothing left to do in here. If I see Trial 6, no way in hell, right? Okay, look forward to, depending on how it goes, more of that or the complete run of that. Thank you for watching.